WWE Fan Talks here. Today I'm doing a quick little video. I figured I'd do. I've been meaning to do this for a while. As you can see, all my WWE titles, most of them for that specific WWE Championship, have been taken off the wall and put in the kitchen because I'm going to be going over the evolution of the WWE Championship over the years. I pretty much have every single one, except for like the older ones that they don't make on WWE Shop. So I'll be going over the history of that. And yeah, going over some of the champions and some of the former champions that have held those specific titles. So let's go over the history and let's do this. Alrighty guys, there's my cat Baby Gray. He's going to be assisting us in this video today. So we're going to go over the evolution of all these titles. If you guys don't know, every single one of these titles is the WWE Championship and former WWE titles. So coming over here, we have the oldest championship I have other than the Andre 87, which doesn't really count because it was never really a used WWF championship, but I do have it, but I figured I'd just do the WWE Shop ones today. But we have the Winged Eagle right here. This is one of the most well-known WWE Championship designs, and a lot of greats have held this one. For instance, Shawn Michaels, Bret the Hitman Hart, The Undertaker. So many people have held this, Hulk Hogan, and this is just one of the most iconic, if not the most iconic, WWE/WWF championship. And this is the oldest one I have other than the Andre 87. But this is the most iconic version of this title. There's been many other versions with different colored straps and different plate kind of designs, I guess you could say, and different straps and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Once Stone Cold Steve Austin beat Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania for this championship, we moved on over to the Big Eagle, aka the Attitude Era Championship. Now there's been so many different versions of this championship. There's been like a bluish purplish strap. This wasn't always like that. Of course, it wasn't even ever like this because it wasn't even a WWE championship. It was a WWF championship. In the beginning of this title, there was the block logo, WWF logo up here. And I think the plates kind of evolutionized a little bit throughout the years. But overall, this is like probably the most iconic one just because this is the version they sell on WWE Shop. And this is honestly one of the coolest WWE title designs in my opinion. Just one of the most iconic ones. The plates are just massive. They're thick. They're like freaking 4 millimeters. And it's just a cool belt. There's not too many stones on here. I like stones, but I don't like them on all the titles just because they fall out and it's a pain in the butt. But absolutely love this championship. Some people who've held this are the Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, Chris Jericho, just to name a few. But eventually, Stone Cold Steve Austin would transition for a little while over to the Smoking Skull Championship. This was his custom championship that replaced the Big Eagle for a teensy bit. Wasn't even around that long. And then eventually it went back to this version of the title. And then from there, Chris Jericho would proceed to defeat Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock and would become Undisputed Champion. And then Triple H would defeat him and be crowned the brand new Undisputed Championship right here. So this is the original version of the WWF Championship. Of course, there was a WWF logo, but it's WWE on this one. But this is like the original version. This is the smaller design. Once Brock Lesnar and Eddie Guerrero, just to name a few, held this championship, they changed it to way bigger plates. It was just a way bigger belt, probably even bigger than that title right there. So this is the first version of the championship. I would prefer to get the bigger plates one. I've been a bigger fan of the bigger version of this title just because that's when it was the most prestigious in my opinion, like Brock Lesnar, The Rock, Kurt Angle. But guys like Undertaker and Triple H held this version right here. And I believe Hulk Hogan held this version as well. I could be wrong. But my favorite person to hold the Undisputed Championship was Brock Lesnar. He had just a sick title reign. He had sick matches against Kurt Angle for the Undisputed Championship. But just a very nice championship. Eventually, they would bring back the big gold heavyweight championship, the World Heavyweight Championship, and this would just go to the WWE Championship. It wasn't even called the Undisputed anymore once JBL had it. And then once JBL lost the title, John Cena would proceed to turn it into his own gimmick championship. To me, is the most iconic WWE design just because it has a lot of hate, it has a lot of love. And, you know, I think these two right here, when I think of WWE title, I think of these two. When I first started watching wrestling, I was probably like 9 years old, and this was the title design right here. Guys like John Cena, Triple H, Jeff Hardy, Edge, Rey Mysterio, The Miz. So many guys have held this specific WWE Championship. And this is honestly my favorite replica in my collection. It's just the best quality, has so many beautiful stones on it. It's, of course, spins, which I love. The plates are freaking thick. They're like 4 millimeters. It's honestly probably the heaviest next to the AEW Championship. But, I mean, even if this isn't the most beautiful, it's just, to me, one of the most prestigious out of all the designs, just because so many guys have held this one, and there's so much history behind it. The person probably with the most iconic title reign with this championship, I gotta say, is probably CM Punk, holding the title for a very long time. I can't even remember how long or how many days he held it, but it was like a year and a half or maybe a little less, I'm not sure. Comment down below if you remember the exact time he held this. But yeah, honestly, very nice championship. Once The Rock held this championship and defeated CM Punk and ended his long title reign, he would proceed to change the title to this right here, which did not last that long. This is the scratch logo, big logo, WWE Championship. I actually really like it a lot. I've seen this defended a lot. I've seen this specific version of the championship defended a lot at shows. I saw it at SummerSlam 2013, and then I saw it a lot on like Monday Night Raw and at certain events that I went to live in person. But yeah, it's one of the most memorable title designs just because I've seen it a lot in person. I got to see my favorite wrestler of all time, Daniel Bryan, finally win the title from John Cena at SummerSlam 2013. Got to see Randy Orton cash in his Money in the Bank and win this championship. The cool thing about this title is that there's only been 5 guys to ever hold this championship. There's been multiple title reigns for those specific 5 guys, but the 5 guys who have held this championship are The Rock, John Cena, Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, and Brock Lesnar. Once Brock Lesnar got a hold of it, of course, they did the whole WWE Undisputed Championship combination thing again with the Heavyweight Championship. They would turn it into the WWE World Heavyweight Championship the night after SummerSlam, I believe 2014. And they would change it to the network logo right here. I absolutely love this championship. It's just so fresh and clean. Something very different than any other WWE Championship we've ever seen. There's so many different designs, I mean, going throughout. We just have big plates and stuff. And then this was very unique the first time we saw it, but it was just kind of like, I don't know what it was. It was just kind of messy or just seemed dirty. It just didn't seem shiny enough. And then once we moved to this, I honestly wasn't a big fan at first just because it was so different and so clean, like solid silver, solid red, so many jewels, and the plates just seemed more gold. I just wasn't a fan at first, but to be honest, this is one of the coolest and most unique titles WWE has ever had, and I remain with this design for probably a couple more years, I would say. I just think that this title fits, and it just looks so good on any champion. Guys like AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, Jinder Mahal, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Daniel Bryan. So many guys have held this championship. So many freaking guys. I think more people have held this championship, this specific version, than any of these. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Maybe the spinner. I'm not sure. But so many champions have been crowned with this specific title right here. But yeah, this is the current WWE Championship. And these are all of my versions of the WWE Championship. So comment down below what your favorite version of the WWE title is. It was just a quick little video on all of my WWE Championship versions, and just a little history on all the titles. I know some of you have been requesting this video, so I just might as well make a little quick video on it. So yeah, comment down below what your favorite version of the title is and what WWE Championship I should get next. Thanks for watching, guys. WWE Fan Talk Show out.
Sorry ass DJ.
You can get some.